welcome back to the United Stand. We are taking over for, some would say, the most entertaining watch-along of your life. Strap yourselves in. Manchester United against Hong Kong in a post-season game in which Manchester United, yet again, are losing 1-0. I mean, Mons, we can't only not score against Premier League sides. Asian All-Stars have beat us 1-0, and now Hong Kong's beating us 1-0.
Yeah, I didn't even know we could play a national team. Like when I found out we were playing Hong Kong national side, I thought, is that even possible? How are we allowed to do that? But yeah, I mean, again, I've not actually watched the full first half. I watched part of it, and it looks like we've dominated the game. But yet again, goal scoring is a big problem. And you'd think that if we were to come up against a competition like this, we should be able to walk the ball into the net. But I mean,
they keep showing that. They keep showing that Highland touch there.
Yeah, it is
mental. I mean, I don't want to just go in on one player because we should obviously just be doing better. I get it's a post-season game. I get no one's probably at 100%. No, I mean, a lot of the players probably can't wait to just get on holiday. But it's just, we should be able to beat this team blindfolded.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we should be able to do. And I'm just looking at here. I watched Highland in the first game against Asian All-Stars, and I'm watching him there and that touch. I genuinely think there's a lot of people that I know that would take that and score it.
Look, I don't even want to say I would, but I agree. There's people that I know personally and it's not even like, I understand that if you come up against like the best defenders in the world, you might, be a bit out of your depth and whatnot. And even if you're playing at Old Trafford in front of 70-something thousand people, you might still be a bit nervous. That's not an easy thing to do, but come on. This isn't semi-pro level. This is like lower than that probably. These players should be able to just walk into this pitch, and every single United player should be the best player on that pitch. Like we should be running these guys out of the park, but yeah, you're right, we're absolutely struggling somehow to get a goal.
Be it bother you at all as a United fan, these post-season games, or does it just confirm what you already know? Is it embarrassing?
I'll be so honest, if it wasn't for this, if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't watch this game. So real. I would not be watching this game right now. I didn't watch the Asian All-Stars game either because I thought, what's the point? And we lost. I don't want to watch us lose again. I've seen us lose all season. Do you want to watch us lose another game? No.
Are you just waiting to get into next season?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, on this watch-along, we're obviously going to be bringing updates on the game, and as the second half kicks off, we're going to see what players have been substituted onto the pitch. I can already see Manu, I can already see Mount. I think it's going to be basically a completely new team. That's what Amrim did in the first game against Asian All-Stars. But what we're going to do for this second half, we're just going to have general Manchester United chat, and we're going to get the chat involved. We're going to run some polls. We're going to also give updates on the game as well. And that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to get interactive, talk about United, talk a little bit about Bruno's future, talk about Manchester United's future, and try and pick something out of this game that we can talk about. But realistically, I think it's a game where not many people want to be there. It's an exhibition game. Yes, we know how embarrassing we are, but this is where we're at now, and I think a lot of the players just can't wait to get on holiday, to be honest.
I mean, who are the players that did come on then? Was it Mount, Manu?
I'm looking at it now. I'm going to need to get my glasses on. Because it's impromptu and we're filling in for Goldbridge, I didn't actually know I was going to be on this watch-along today because Goldbridge has an appointment, so my glasses are well and truly on. Just going to get up here what the team is.
I can see Chido. He's on the pitch as well.
You can see Chido.
Chido's on there. I think Ahmad, I don't know if Ahmad didn't play first half, did he?
I'm getting it up now. Man United, let's see what the 11 is. Ahmad didn't play, no. So the new substitutes for the second half. Right, okay. So United hadn't even tweeted it. Why have United not tweeted that? The account.
Oh, he just megged him.
Doggy just got megged. Okay, we've got it here. Apparently it has been tweeted now. So goalkeeper is Bayern Day. So we go from Heaton to Bayern Day. And then your 11 is what follows here. So you've got Bayern Day, Munro, Heaven, Armour, Ahmad, Collier, Ugarte, Dorgu, Mount, Manu and Obi. So a very mixed half, a very mixed starting 11 for the second half, similar to the first half as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, who are you excited to see, Mods?
Excited's a strong word, It's a very strong word. To be fair, I haven't seen... Is that Collier? You just pass the ball then? I don't know. I can't even tell. I think it is Collier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen Collier play in a while, to be fair, so...
Well, yeah, he's just come back from injury,
Yeah,
hasn't he,
he's just come back from
recently,
injury, so
it'll be good to see him.
maybe he's the only player that I might have a slight interest in. And obviously the younger players that I've not seen a lot of, because I mean I don't follow the academy that strongly to watch every game. So I feel the younger players. I mean Shea Lacey, he had a pretty decent first half. So
he was the standout, I thought, in that first half.
Yeah, so I mean a couple of them younger players, it's good to see what they can do, especially considering, look, we all know the financial situation of United. We're not going to be able to bring in the best players in the world. So this is probably the best time that we're going to see how well our academy is doing and how they can actually maybe step up to the plate and probably save us next year by being able to play and play at a decent level. So yeah, I think I'm probably just looking out for them young players to see what they can do.
Who's captain, actually? Who's captain the side now Bruno Fernandes has come off? I'd love to know that, if anyone can get it in the chat. Let us know who is captaining this side here. Do you know what? We were taking over for Goldbridge. He's still live.
Is he?
He's still live. I thought we were doing the second half.
Maybe he just wants to stay live.
What's going on? We'll see. Do you know what will be interesting here as well, Maud?
Yeah.
Whether we can actually score a goal, because I'm at the point where I get everyone keeps saying, oh, it's only post-season. But I'm actually seriously worried about the fact we cannot score goals.
Yeah.
Like, it is genuinely worrying.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as everybody says, you know, Højlund's pretty rubbish and our front three isn't very good, look, we should be able to score against Asian All-Stars or Hong Kong.
We should. This is my problem. Look, I mean, look, Cobby's on the ball right now. Look, Ahmad's probably been our best goal scorer this season. If we're picking out any player other than Bruno, I guess. But Ahmad's been our best goal scorer this season. And I feel like the fact that he went out for such a long period of time is probably one of the biggest reasons why we couldn't score a lot of goals last season. I think he ended up being was he our top scorer in the Premier League last year? No way. No.
Oh!
What a finish.
Chido.
What a finish.
Well played to the guy. Do you know what? I'm so glad that he has finally got a goal. And I get it's in a post-season.
That's a finish.
But it's a fantastic finish. And he deserves it. You know, the amount of little cameos he's had, the amount of times I think he's not come on soon enough for Rasmus Højlund, who's realistically not done much.
Yeah. I
think he deserves it. And, you know, this is what these post-season games are about. It's about the kids. I mean, if you're going to point out any sort of positives, and that's what Ruben Amorim did on his interview, good finish.
Oh my gosh.
On his interview last game, he said a positive for him is to see the kids that are trying, and it's his opportunity to impress Amorim.
That was a goal and a half. I mean, I don't even want to sound too negative, but I'm being honest, Højlund's not scoring that. He's just not. It's on his left foot as well. I'm pretty sure Obi's right-footed. Is he not?
I'd have to go in.
I'm pretty sure Chido's right-footed. That must be on his weak foot. To score like that on your weak foot in the box, I don't care who you're playing against. That's a good finish regardless. So, look, it's not even a difficult.
Yeah, he's right-footed.
It's not even a difficult conversation anymore. Like Chido, genuinely, if we don't have if we're playing a game tomorrow and you said to me, which striker do you want to play? I'm picking Chido. I'll be so honest.
And you're picking Chido over?
Yes.
Well, right.
It's not even a difficult conversation
and people
anymore.
will say it's only a post-season game, right? That is what people will say to me, and I get that. But I watched Højlund receive a perfectly good pass and have the touch of a trampoline in the first half against the same team.
Yeah.
Obi's on for what? 5 minutes, takes it, turns, scores on his weak foot. A fantastic finish.
I mean, we saw it in the was it the Fulham game? Was it the Fulham game where he came on for about 10 minutes or something like that?
Yeah.
And he had like 3 shots in the space of like 5-10 minutes or like 15 minutes or something, and then Højlund had 0 shots in the rest of the game. And we just thought, well, all the excuses we keep making, he's not getting the ball, he's not getting chances, it's difficult, he's playing against tough centre-backs. I saw Chido absolutely muscle Calvin Bassey. I mean, like, not to say that Chido's the guy and he's going to be our striker next season, he definitely shouldn't be our striker next season. But I'm just saying, as of right now, if we have to pick one guy, I don't think it's a difficult conversation anymore. Well,
Calvin Bassey bullied Højlund all game, and then Chido Obi came on and gave him a proper run out and give him proper 50-50s and actually probably got the better of him.
Yeah, exactly. So
I think Chido's just, I think he was going to go on tour anyway, on the America tour.
Yeah.
But in the pre-season tour, but I think he's just put himself in a really good position to get some game time out there on the American pre-season tour. And there's a lot of people talking about, you know, what striker we're going to buy, and of course we are going to buy one. But people talking about, oh, can we let Rasmus go? Does Chido need to go on loan? Well, I keep hearing people, even Goldbridge, saying we need 2 strikers, we need 2 strikers. If you get a new striker, whoever that may be, you have Xerxes and you have Chido, I think that's enough. And he was a good turn then as well. It was unlucky that he didn't manage to get his shot off.
Yeah, I don't know if Xerxes will be actual striker next year.
Oh, handball. Surely.
Ref's not giving that.
Surely.
He's not even really calling for it.
I mean, yeah.
In the Premier League,
in the Premier League or in a cup competition or in any game that's has some sort of jeopardy to it.
Yeah.
They would be calling more for that, but.
So next season, yeah, let's say if Chido continues to, like, I don't know, improve and obviously he's playing decent right now and obviously he just got this goal. Question to you, next season you get to pick one to stay, Highland or Chido, you picking? And one of them's got to go on loan.
Chido.
And Highland's going on
loan.
To stay?
Yeah, or going.
I agree.
Just because I think there's potential there with Chido. I've seen what Highland's done in 2 years.
Yeah.
And you know what? Highland might well go to Italy and do really well. There's a lot of Italian clubs interested in him, and I hope he does. But we've seen it happen before. For example, Anthony's killed it for El Betis, right? Yeah. I watched him in the final against Chelsea, and he looks like the same player that he was at United.
Yeah. Difficult
Some people
game.
just aren't suited to, Premier League football, and then that can affect your confidence. And, Rasmus hasn't even played well against Asian All-Stars or Hong Kong, so we can't even really talk about the standard of the Premier League. But that's, for me, again, an instance of his confidence being knocked. Where has Højlund had the most joy in his time at United? In the Champions League under Ten Hag, he was top scorers in the groups before he got knocked out. And then in the Europa League this season were his better games. So I just think he's more suited to European football. So I think Chido, for me, shows bit more potential at this moment in time from the little bits I've seen from him.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be very happy next season, and get in the chat down below as well. I'd be very happy next season if we get first team striker, who that may be. We'll have a conversation with it in the chat.
Yeah.
Xerxes and Chido as our number 9 options, and you've got Cunha who can also play there as well.
Oh yeah, true. But then we'd have to get another 10 though.
Yeah, and then Bumo's coming, Mod.
Is he? I don't know the latest, to be honest. You got to tell me the latest is.
Yeah, we'll fill everyone in. Well, welcome everyone coming across from Goldbridge's Watch Along. You finally finished it. I think you wanted to just celebrate the Chido goal a little bit.
Yeah.
I hope you all got in the chat saying, where's that finish from Rasmus? And you told Goldbridge that. But me and Maud are live now to see you through the rest of this absolute thriller. We're going to talk a little bit about Manchester United, a little bit about the future of some of the players, just have general Manchester United chit-chat. So get your comments in, get your super chats in, and get involved. And hopefully we see a few more goals. All I'm saying, Mods, is as soon as the Chido watch along comes on, there's a goal.
Literally. Oh!
It's a good save, that.
Was that Money Mark? I think it was.
I won't be surprised.
Man Utd got it.
Goal? Decent.
You know what? We're doing decent.
Bit of a.
But yeah, go on. You were talking about Mbumo.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Mbumo. So this ties in with the super chat. Mirror FTW says, if we get Mbumo and not a striker, can Xerxes play at front? He can do his link-up play with Cunha and Mbumo.
That'd be sick, to be fair.
I tweeted this the other day. I do think we need a striker. But if you said to me, our starting front 3, start of next season, is Cunha, Xerxes and Mbumo, I'm going to be so honest and say I'd be happy with that.
Xerxes, Cunha and Mbumo, front 3. I'm not annoyed at it. It's definitely good. It's definitely an improvement.
Much better than what we've got.
Yeah, anything's probably better than what we've got right now. But I think, I don't know. My thing with Xerxes, I said it before on the last forum, I like Xerxes, and I feel like he's just one of those players that he's going to show you something in the game. He's going to make you stand up at you see. It's going to make you think, okay, wow, there's something there. There's some kind of talent there. Are we going to see that for the whole season? I don't know. I don't know. That's my only question for Xerxes. If he is going to be our starting striker.
What a tackle from Collier, by the way.
Yeah, I know. He's a good player. But yeah, my only thing is if we are going to have a striker next season, I do want to have a player who I'm a little bit more confident in for the whole season. We're going to see good performances every single game. We haven't actually seen that from Xerxes yet. So that's the only thing with Xerxes that I say is my slight concern. But you're right though. I think all 3 of those players, their games complement each other. You're going to have Xerxes dropping in deep, Cunha running off him, and Bruno running off him as well. And you're going to get
wing back.
Ahmad running as well, and obviously Dorgu on the other side. You're going to have a lot of runners around him, which is pretty much his game. So, not the best touch there.
Yeah, call it how it is. That was pretty poor from Chido, but we move.
But I think that it can help Xerxes' game a lot more because he's not going to have to be the main goal scorer and the main striker in the team. So, yeah, I think it could work. It could possibly work.
Do you know what as well? Kobe linking up with Ahmad there, they always link up pretty well together. It's nice to see. And do you think Kobe, well, we'll talk about this, do you think Kobe will have one of them midfield spots next season?
You are right though, Kobe and Ahmad, before they got injured, I think both of them literally got injured on the same day, but before they got injured, they were linking up very well in that 10, in them 2 10 positions. Even like when Kobe's like in the 10 and Ahmad's at right wing back, both of them link up really well like that as well. So will he start next year? It just depends who we bring in, I'll be honest. I don't think anyone's actually solidified themselves as a starter.
If Bruno goes, he probably will.
If Bruno goes, there's definitely a big chance. That's a big chance there. Because in my opinion, Mount hasn't solidified himself. Even though Amrim loves him, after that final, I mean, you can't
also
really...
his injuries as well.
Yeah, so you can't really rely on Mount to play every single game. Other than that, Garnacho's definitely probably going to leave. So that's another 10 spot there. I mean, who else is our other real main 10 player, you know? Ugarte's not really confirmed either. He's missed out the last few games of the season. Casemiro, we don't know what his future's looking like. So I think there's definitely room there for Kobe, and it's just about who impresses now. Who's Amrim gonna rely on and trust to play them regular games? So
who's captain in this game? Can anyone tell me? Who's captain in this 11 for the second half? Because I know Bruno's come off.
Surely it's Kobe, because
it was Mainoo last time, but
that's what I'm thinking. Because who else? It can't be Dorgu. It's not gonna be Chido.
I was speaking to my brother last night as well, because I mentioned, because we're both completely on the Mbeumo hype train. Like we want to see Mbeumo sign for United.
Yeah.
And I was talking about the possibility of having Mbeumo, Cunha and Xerxes, and if that's enough, or do we have to, like, I still think we need to sign a 9. Like, I still think we need to sign a first team striker, like our number 1 striker.
Yeah.
But I was saying that front 3, when needed, I think could be really good. And he was saying, you know, the same. He was like, yeah, Xerxes, with the runs of Mbeumo coming off him, Cunha as well, that'd be good. But I think we all think Xerxes, like, we all think Xerxes is probably better than what he is because we're so used to watching Rasmus. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you mean.
Like, Xerxes good, but do we think he's even better than what he is because we've seen...
We're starved.
Yeah, we're starved of any sort of quality up front.
I get what you mean, but I do think if we look at some of the moments that Xerxes had this season, for me, if you can show like a glimpse of like talent, if you show a glimpse of potential, then it means if you can work on that, then you'll be able to do it more consistently in the future. I remember Xerxes in the Arsenal game, was it the FA Cup Arsenal? I think it was the FA Cup Arsenal game, maybe it was one in the league, where I think he put it through Saliba's legs, or like, he had like an amazing second half or something like that. I can't remember exactly how long he played, but in that game I just thought, there's a player there, there's somebody, there's talent, there's potential, there's something that we can work with. It's just, we need to see him do that regularly. We need to see him do that every single game. And that's what, like I said before, that's my only real concern with Xerxes. Are we going to see it every game? Is he going to get found out like how we got found out earlier this season, like in that Newcastle game? Teams can really a lot of teams can nullify players like Xerxes by just taking the ball from him. If he hasn't got the ball, he's not going to be able to do like 1-2 touches here and there. He's pretty much silent in the game. He's not going to be running in behind. He's not going to be doing all that kind of stuff. So if we can get the best out of him in every single game and if we can utilise his minutes properly, then we are going to see a player there. But I agree though, because of Højlund, everyone kind of looks better in that striker. I think we looked at Mainoo and said Mainoo was playing well as a striker just because Højlund was so bad. So I do agree in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, get your comments in. Let us know. Changes being made for Hong Kong. Trying to get a winner here.
Yeah.
1-1, tight game. Ryan Piper says, without Bruno, Ugarte seems a bit more free, making some decent passes. Not that I want Bruno to leave, but could see a different Ugarte if he does. Nilo Ray says, Bruno goes, will you pay Kobe 120k or sell? We're not selling Kobe. No. We're not selling Kobe.
120, you can have that if you want.
Ryan Piper, member for 14 months. Demir Man says, Mbeumo won't go to United. Newcastle wants him. Arturo V says, like to see Obi going on loan in the Championship for some minutes. Keel Robinson, that would progress him. Keel Robinson says, does Amrim's system play to everyone's weaknesses? I mean, obviously we've got a lot of players that aren't suited to it, but we're having a massive shake-up in the summer.
Are Newcastle in for Mbeumo as well?
Yeah, apparently.
Where are they going to play him?
Right wing.
Yeah, true. I mean, I thought Jacob Murphy's had a decent season. That's a bit harsh.
He has, but Mbeumo's better.
He is.
Mbeumo or Mbeumo? Which one it is, by the way? Because I always called
I looked at the video on YouTube and he said Mbeumo.
He says Mbeumo?
He said Mbeumo,
okay, because I've always called him Mbeumo, so Mbeumo.
It's spelled Mbeumo, that's why.
Yeah, that is why. Yeah. So we'll go with Mbeumo.
Yeah.
And Newcastle can offer Champions League football, but other clubs were offering Cunha Champions League football and he chose United. We need players with that sort of mentality if we can attract him. All I would suggest is don't show him these games. That was the final nail in Delap's coffin. Actually, to be fair, we'll get some quick fire questions in. Anything that happens in the game we'll update you with as well. Hong Kong currently have a corner. Mods, Delap chose Chelsea. Give me your feelings.
Delap going to Chelsea. You know what, I'm not surprised because Chelsea buy everyone, and I think I said this in one of the shows, like, anyone who United are going to get linked to, Chelsea are also going to get linked to regardless, and they're probably going to get him over us just because, one, they got Champions League football, they're definitely on a better trajectory as of right now. Next season, they could be fighting for top 4, or maybe not fighting for the league, but definitely in a stronger position than United. And they probably offered him a lot of money as well, let's be honest. What was the wage that they offered him? Something like...
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet, so...
Do you know what's mad? It's like, Delap wants to get in the England side, so needs game time. Yet, he's going to Chelsea, who have Nicholas Jackson, who are also very, very strongly linked to Hugo Ekitike as well.
Yeah.
It would have been a straight start at United, but do you know what? Good luck to him. If you don't want United, then fairs. I'm not going to force you to come.
Yeah.
I mean, just from a point of view as a United fan, are you bothered he's not signing for us?
No.
Not the slightest.
Why would I have a connection to Liam Delap? He even played for City. Like, I don't even care that much about him. I get it, he's a good player, good talent, young, 22 years old. He's been in the Premier League for, 1 year now? And he's scored like 12 goals, something like that. So that is obviously very good, and there is a lot of potential there to see what he can do in the future. But to me, he's not the kind of player where I think, oh, we've just missed out on a big player, like we've missed out on a big bargain. Like, that's not how I look at Delap, I'll be honest. I think there's still not a lot. The striker market isn't that full, that there isn't like a crazy amount of top strikers in the world, but I think we can still go out there and still pick up a good player. So yeah, I'm not too like annoyed or like upset about it, to be honest.
What do you think about who United should go for next? Because this is just coming out as well. Negotiations have begun between Arsenal and Leipzig for Sesko. Leipzig won't insist on €80 million, open to another payment structure, but then the total deal will exceed €80 million. It's looking like Arteta prefers Sesko over Gyökeres, and they're going to pursue Sesko. So where do you think United go for next?
I mean, where does Gyökeres go? I think that's a real question in the world. Where is Gyökeres going to go to?
Well, I was saying this, right? I tweeted out, if Arsenal don't go for Gyökeres, like, what other choices does he have? State Sporting, honestly, it could be an option because at least they have Champions League football, we don't.
Yeah.
Come to United and work under Amrim, who you've worked under before, and we know we've got that project, and hopefully we're going to invest and build a good team in the summer to be a lot more competitive next season. Or who else is going to go for him? It looks like Liverpool are pursuing Ekitike, but I suppose if Chelsea end up getting him as well, they might be looking for a striker.
Yeah.
Where else? Like,
yeah, I agree. I think did he not say he wanted to come to the Premier League or something? Was that him? Was that him who said that? Yeah.
I think he really does want to come to the Prem. I think he wants to go to Arsenal, but I think Arsenal prioritising Sesko.
Yeah, that's crazy. What is it like? How much did you say was the fee?
60. It's about 62 mil.
62 million. Yeah, I think it's. If I'm Gyökeres, obviously, as a United fan, I'd want to come to United, but I'm looking at Arsenal's project and I'm thinking, I'm the missing piece of your project. I'm the one that could take you from that Champions League semi-final to a Champions League final, or even to win the Champions League and potentially win the league with you. So Gyökeres really probably is fighting for the Arsenal move. He probably wants it probably more than he wants a United move. So
he does want it more than United.
Definitely wants it more than United move.
Mount's on corners, by the way. We'll go.
Ooh,
that glided through then.
But yeah, I kind of feel sorry for him, I'll be honest. I feel sorry for him because even if he has to come to United, he's still going to have to wait. I mean, the age that he's at, he's in his prime, he's 27, around that age, so he's definitely in his peak physical form and his peak maturity in terms of being as a footballer. He scored 60-something goals last year. I think he was a couple of goals away from being a European Golden Boot, or winning the European Golden Boot over Mbappe. So right now he should be thinking about, how can I reach the highest level of football in the next few years, the next 3-4 years? How can I play at the highest level? The reality is, United are not going to play in the highest level of football in the next year, 2 years, maybe in 3 years. So I can understand why he'd want to really push to go to another club like an Arsenal or like a Liverpool as well. If we do get him though, we need to fix up next year. Like, we need to bring in players to play around him that can really perform. I don't think he's going to come. I don't know how the deals work and how agents can really how much influence they can have. But if I'm Gyökeres and I'm with my agent, I'm telling United, look, I'm only going to come here if I know for a fact you're going to bring in a good number of quality players that can play around me. Because I'm not coming here just by myself and expect me to play in this team next year. I wouldn't do that if I'm Gyökeres, because I want to be at the highest level. So I think if United can show to him, look, that this is the project for the next couple of years, this is who we're going to bring in, then I think we might actually have a pretty decent chance of potentially getting him.
Chido did well.
Almost, yeah.
What I'm going to say, I think I agree with you on the Gyökeres stuff, but what I'm going to say is, looking at this game, one thing I would bring up is I think this team have been miles better than the first half team.
Yeah.
One thing as well to bring in is Bruno Fernandes. Whoa! Oh God, they're going to score here, Hong Kong.
Good block from Collier.
Oh, good save from Bayern. To be fair, Hong Kong. Just as I was saying, this team's been miles better than the first half team. I actually think it has. Bruno Fernandes, who has a huge offer from Al Hilal, was in the first half team.
And he's off.
But
so is a lot of players. It's hard to really say Bruno's the reason.
I'm not saying he's the reason, but I'm just bringing it up as a point.
No, I get what you mean. Bruno should have scored in the first half.
I love Bruno, and he should have scored. And he was trying to do it's an exhibition game. He was trying to do Rabona to kind of get the fans off the seats. I can understand it. Like, it's basically a meaningless game, but it's what has been put into our forum group chat. Ricky put, wonder if this works out to be Bruno's last two halves for the club. We can't muster a single goal against two Asian sides in those halves. What are people worried about?
Oh my gosh.
I know. How has he made that about him? I have no idea.
Wow.
Ahmad's got the ball here. Cutting in. Oh God. Collier's looked lively, you know, very lively. I think Mount's been our best player though.
You think?
Yeah, I think Mount's been very good. And interestingly enough, he's on set pieces. If Bruno goes, does Mount go to set pieces, or does he even start still? I don't know. Amarim loves him.
He would even be on set pieces. Ericsson usually was on it before. Yeah. He's going to be gone as well. Ahmad, to be fair, Ahmad on them corners, on them, what is it, the left side corners?
Yeah.
Wait, is it? Yeah.
Go again. Ooh.
Decent shot. But Ahmad on them left, on them in swingers. We need a left footer, and I don't know why everyone should be looking at Arsenal and just copying them, I'll be honest, because it's not rocket science. They're clearly doing something right when it comes to set pieces. Even I think, is it Bournemouth, or there's another team, I can't remember which one it is, but they're really good at set pieces. And it's all about the in-swingers. That's why Arsenal have Saka on one side and Declan Rice on the other side. You swing it in, put it under the crossbar, and you've got a good chance of scoring. So the fact that we always put a right footer to swing it out on the corners makes no sense, because we never score from them. That's why I think Ahmad should be probably on one side, and then if we have a Mason Mount on the other side who can actually put in a good ball, then they should be our two set piece takers next year.
With Bruno Fernandes though, I just want to have my little say on it, because the latest on Bruno, and again Collier spreading that pass out wide over there, Mason Mount with an nearly very good ball in. If Cobby was going to go on the end of it. I was looking at the Bruno Fernandes stuff, and by the way, everyone, we have Ben Jacobs on the show at 3:30 giving us the latest Bruno Fernandes update, and I was saying, look, I don't want Bruno to go. I think he's one of our best players. However, you know, if he wants to go, I wish him well, and I think he deserves that option. And if he's ready to leave, then I wish him nothing but the best, and I think he should be able to do what he wants to do. But people will laugh, like opposition teams will laugh as drink spray happening here. But apparently Saudi are preparing to offer 80 to 100 mil. I want 120 minimum. For what Bruno brings to this team, and his value and his leadership and how valuable he is to this team, I think we can push them for 120. They have wanted him for years. They have to get him in before the Club World Cup. They've got the money. Push him for 120 if that's what's going to happen. Yeah. And we shouldn't be so reliant on one player. I'm going to be honest, we shouldn't be. But we should be building around our best players. The thing is, I understand the idea of cashing on Bruno and getting a few other players with that money to build us into a better team. I get that. But what doesn't sit right with me is if we've cashed in on Bruno this summer, and the likes of Anana, Højlund, etc. still playing for us next season. Yeah. That doesn't make sense to me, because we should be getting rid of the players that aren't good enough and keeping the ones that are. Do you know what I mean? But I suppose no one's going to be offering 100 million for them two players, are they? And it is about money at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. And I tweeted this the other day. I was like, United are always playing, or we always work in extremes. It's like we either go and sign a £90 million player or a £70, £80 million player, or we go and sell our best player. It's like we never actually just try to work from the bottom and try and build our way back up to the top. Every time we've actually gone and bought maybe like cheaper players or players that have a little bit, I don't want to use the word potential, but someone like Mazraoui, someone like £50 million there. I don't know, other players that are like not as expensive, someone like Ahmad and these other guys who can work their way up, Aiden Heaven, whatever. When we actually try to build from the ground up, it actually works and these players end up performing a lot better. But when we actually go and we either sell our best player, whether it's been, I don't know, if we go and sell Bruno, if we sell Rashford, or when we sold Pogba and all these guys who were supposed to be our best players, we've always ended up being worse. And the players that we've gone and brought in, whether it's been a Sancho, £70-something million, Anthony, £90 million, whoever else we're going to bought in, they've never actually worked. So it makes no sense for us to always go and sell our best players and just hope that it works out when we've not worked in the past.
I get that. The one thing is we're not going to be buying the Anthony's and Sanchos anymore because of the recruitment team. We're never going to spend that much on one player. But, yeah, I mean, the thing is as well for me is Bruno's probably one of our only lasting pull factors. Like, how do you convince a player to join a project when you're sat in 15th and you've just sold your best player and your captain? I mean, that might be a little bit off-putting. But then I understand the argument, and I've seen this argument multiple times. Mbappe left PSG, they got better. Kane left Spurs, they were fine. Grealish left Villa, they're now better. Coutinho left
Spurs fine.
Coutinho left Liverpool. They invested it in Alisson and Van Dijk. Like, I get that. I mean, the Harry Kane Spurs one was probably a bit of a rubbish example, but I get it. Do you know what I mean?
You can always find examples of teams that have lost a big player and have improved. But you can also find teams that have kept the best player and also improved. Like it works both ways. And even like the PSG example to me makes no sense because everyone's just banking on the fact that PSG are going to win the Champions League. Because if they don't, then what's your argument? They won the league, so they're better.
No, but they've been way better in the Champions League than what they were.
They've got to the final with Mbappe before. In fact, they probably should have won that final against Bayern Munich. Not to say that, I'm not even trying to say that PSG are like...
PSG are really good.
But PSG are very good now, and they were very good when they had Mbappe and Neymar. Like, they were very good both times. They've won the league how many years? So that argument doesn't really make sense. If they go and lose the final, when is it, tomorrow or Sunday, whenever it is, what's your argument then? Or PSG, they're playing better football. Okay, wait, let's say Dembele goes and leaves and goes to, I don't know, I'm not saying he's linked to leaving, but let's say he goes and leaves and goes to a bigger club. Are you going to say they're better because they lost the best player? It's not always the case. Teams can keep their best player and also improve around that player. You know what I mean? I don't actually think we should build around Bruno. I do not think that at all. I don't think he's the kind of player you should build around.
Would you sell him?
I'm on the edge. 100, 120 mil. 120 mil, defo. 100%. If it's 120 mil, yeah, you should take him. When it gets to like 100 and below 100, that's when I'm second guessing it.
Yeah.
But 120 mil, defo. I think we should sell him.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's got to be enough money, and I'm the biggest Bruno fan, but it's got to be a big sum because I get the point that you're never going to get this amount for him again, and we are doing a complete rebuild. And is this the time to let go and get the money while you can get it? I completely get that point, but we've got to make sure we negotiate the sum of money to the highest amount we can get. And I saw figures of 80 million before. No, it's got to be, for me, I think we should try and push for 120.
80 million is crazy. 80 million is crazy.
100.
I'm on the edge of 100. I'm on the edge.
I'd rather try and push it up a little bit more, to be honest. But it does count as pure profit because he's been here for so long. Which means PSR and FFP-wise, it is literally pure gold.
I mean, we bought him for what, 50? Or what?
Oh, what a touch from Kobe. He just got tackled.
He played that pass.
Is he playing?
I think he's on 10 in it.
Yeah.
With Mount.
By the way, I think Mount has been really good. Who's this? Oh, that's a pen, surely.
They're not giving. I don't think they're giving pens this game, you know. I think they're just not giving pens this game.
Do you think Mount starts if he's fit next season?
Are we including like Cunha in that?
Yeah.
Does Mount start in the 10?
Does Mount start if he's fit next season?
In Amorim's
eyes. Comment down below.
If we only sign Cunha, possibly, yeah. In Amorim's eyes, yeah. That's only because I think Ahmad will probably start right wing back. If Ahmad don't start right wing back and he starts Dalot or something, then Ahmad starts over Mount every day of the week. But yeah, possibly. And again, I said it before, I don't think anyone actually deserves to start, if I'm being honest. No one actually, I can't say anyone in this team right now, after finishing, I don't even know where we finished, 16th. I didn't even look at the table at the end of the season. But wherever he did finish, I don't think anyone can say, like, I've done my part to say I should start next season. So if he doesn't start, I'm not too bothered. If it's Kobe or if it's Ahmad or if it's a new signing, I don't think you can really complain.
There's a mix of yeses and nos in the chat. I think Amriam loves Mount. Yeah. I wonder who will go to set pieces once once Bruno leaves, if he does leave. But he will take set pieces. Ahmad may be on the left, on the right side. We'll see. Yeah. But my question is, Maud, who'd be captain? Who'd be captain if Bruno left? If
Bruno leaves, it's a big question. I heard people say Maguire. I think that's a terrible choice.
Why?
One, we've seen it happen. Two, I don't know how long he's going to be here for, so what's the point of bringing in a captain for one season? It makes no sense. And three, we've seen how Maguire plays when there's less pressure on him. Why would you then go and revert back to what's already happened, where we've seen him pretty much crumble under pressure being a captain? And then, I mean, another reason as well, you might not even start next season. Yeah, let's be honest. You might not start every single game if De Ligt's back fit and Martinez is back fit. Does Maguire even get into the team? So that makes no sense for Maguire to be captain. Other than that, the only players that I can say have been here for a decent amount of time and have showed a bit of leadership, I say is Martinez, Dalot.
I would say Dalot's not going to start, is he?
Yeah, that's my question with Dalot. Is he even going to be playing every game?
Martinez is always injured.
Martinez is injured. Casemiro, you don't even really know if he's going to start every game as well next year.
A lot of people are saying De Ligt. But is De Ligt going to start every game?
Probably, yeah. You don't think he will?
Got competition with Maguire?
Nah, I don't think he does.
Do you not think?
Whenever De Ligt's been fit, he started.
I know, but Maguire's done really well since De Ligt's been out.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest, like, I'm not even trying to get onto Maguire or anything, but to me, my opinion hasn't really changed when it comes to Maguire starting for United. To me, he's played well in the last few months or something like that, but for us to start next season with Harry Maguire, we have not progressed at all. If we're starting a whole new season with Harry Maguire as our starting centre-back, then there's something wrong. I get it, last season he was in form, and that's great, and we utilised him in the right way, but we should not be starting the season with Harry Maguire as our starting centre-back. That's poor, that's terrible. So I think, yeah, De Ligt will start. If he's fully fit, which he should be, I think De Ligt will start.
I don't think this will happen. Actually, there's no point even bringing it up, because I was going to talk about Kobe.
Captain?
Yeah, but I don't think it'll happen because...
Captain at 20 years old, that's big.
If Bruno left, right, if Bruno leaves, I really do think Manu might take one of them midfield positions. But I don't think he'll be captain. I think it's too early.
So who are the options then? Other than I said, what? Martinez, Dalot, and maybe Casemiro, but all three of them are question marks in my opinion. The only real other one is De Ligt, I guess.
Mazraoui?
Why though? Like why? Like I get it, but why?
But is
it just because he's a bit older than everybody else?
I just saw one interview with him once and thought he spoke like a captain. That's literally it. Do you know what it is?
You can't just make someone captain because
the fact that we're finding it hard to find captain, one, I think shows where we're at and shows that we're in need of some leadership.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think. There's not. I'm trying to think. There's a player that I've missed out on, but if we're thinking about the starting 11. Like, who realistically would be in a starting 11, there isn't that many options. There isn't.
Okay. Who's that? Chido again?
Oh, it counts. I was thinking, I didn't walk in.
Again? I love that. You know what?
Header. 2 goals.
2 goals. Mods, take it away.
I'll be honest, Hoyland, you're in trouble. You are in big, big, big trouble. Chido Obi-Martin, this guy is, look, potential-wise, I get it. We see the future, but right now, he is showing that potentially he might be our best striker as of this moment. Like, as of today, he could potentially be our best striker. Look at that header. That's a great header. That's 2 great finishes.
That is a striker's finish.
He's in the right place. He's made the right movement. He's got it on target at least. He's got connection on it. And it's gone in the back of the net. Chido Obi-Martin, what a player. Great player. And look, Arsenal fans, you've missed out, I'll be honest, because you've sold us probably a player for the future.
I'm telling you now, how old is he? 17? That physicality, the way he gets around the box, his striker's instincts. Yeah, okay, he might go out on loan next season and he might go and learn his trade, but I genuinely will keep saying this. Another striker, Xerxes and Chido, next season, I'd keep him around at United.
No, yeah, I genuinely feel like
I would keep him around.
If he continues like this into pre-season and he's still playing like this, it actually wouldn't make sense. Because I was one of the people that said we should put him on loan just to get some game time and some experience. But looking at it right now, he is better than Højlund. Like, he's better than him. Like, I'm not even just saying that from reactionary purposes. He's better than him. He's a better footballer than him. I'm not even trying to disrespect him. But first touch, finishing, movement, anything that you need as a striker, striker's instinct, he's better than Højlund right now. So it would actually make less sense. And I know we've lost a lot of money out on Højlund, but sometimes you've got to put your hands up and just say, like, my bad, we messed up in that signing. Chido Obi-Martin here, did we even pay that much for it? I don't even know what we even paid for him, but we obviously paid something. But
not much, though.
Not much, that's what I mean. So I think we pretty much saved all the money we bought and we paid for Højlund on Chido right now. And not say he should start next year or anything like that again, because we shouldn't be putting that much pressure on a 17-year-old to start for United. But he's definitely good enough to be a second, maybe even third striker over Højlund, in my opinion. So, yeah. 2 goals in, 40 minutes? Something like that.
He scored 2 in his postseason. Højlund scored none.
Yeah.
Kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
I don't even remember Højlund's last goal, I'll be honest.
Just a quick update as well from Romano on Bruno Fernandes. He said Al Hilal are ready to pay whatever Man United want to sign Bruno. It's like the listening. It's like the listening mode. I said 80 million, jog on. 80 million, sling your hook, get out of here. Do not even bother.
Yeah, 80 million.
However, if you're going to offer a serious amount of money, we can talk about it. Yeah. Because United need to stay strong, get the negotiating heads on, and demand what he's worth to them, and he's worth a lot. Going to the Club World Cup, they've wanted him for years. He's very valuable to our side. It's pure profit. If you're going to sell him, which I'm not really that on board with, but if you are, well, I'm not on board with, but if you are going to sell him, at least get a serious amount of money that we can invest. If you get 100, 120 million, 120 ideally, you can go and get Mbumo and Gyökeres with that.
Yeah.
And then if you sell Garnacho and Rashford as well for pure profit, you really are looking at a full rebuild.
Yeah.
We're going to have to be active. And I tell you what, we can't get active when our CEO is over in Hong Kong and Malaysia. But we've got to get active pretty quickly because other teams are doing stuff. Like Liverpool are about to sign Wirtz. They've already signed Frimpong and they've just won the league.
Yeah.
We really do need to get active. We need to ensure that if we are getting this money in for big players in the starting 11 that are going, for the likes of the Garnacho, the Bruno, go and get the best money you can get and invest it pretty quickly before Newcastle go and snatch Mbumo. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if we faff around with these deals and then at that time, Newcastle sign Mbumo, I'm like, well, we've got this money to spend, but where are we going to spend it?
Yeah.
Who are we going to go for? So, Fabrizio Romano's update, Al Hilal are ready to pay whatever for Manchester United, whatever Man United want to sign Bruno.
Whatever we want.
They are offering a 4-year contract. Bruno's agent has been in contact with Saudi since Monday. Whatever we want, I want 150 then.
Yeah, trust. I was going to say, if it's anything we want, I'll take 200. But no, I'm joking. But if you're Bruno, though, what are you thinking? Because you've got the deal of a lifetime right now. You're going to get paid 200 million pounds or euros, whatever it is. But at the same time, Bruno's 31. He's arguably one of the best players.
I hope he's all right.
No, I think he's all right. If I'm Bruno, I'm thinking, look, I'm getting the deal of a lifetime in terms of money. He's getting 200 million pounds in the next 3 or 4 years. But at the same time, you've just been one of the best player at United, but also one of the best players, arguably in the league. Let's be honest. If you're making a team of the season, Bruno would be in a conversation for one of the midfielders. Are you really going to throw that all away to go and play in Saudi?
Well, throw what away? He's not.
His career though.
He's not going to be competing next year for United.
No, but you still want to play in the Premier League. You still want to build up your legacy as a player. You want to play respectfully in it, but he wants to play in Saudi over the Premier League. I
mean, if you're offering 700 grand a week tax free.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the other side of it. You're taking the money, and I get it. It is life changing money, and it's not like he's broke anyway. But it is still life changing money. But as a footballer, do you not have a little part of you that's thinking, I still want to play at the highest level, I still want to be respected as a footballer? Do you not think that?
Yeah, but he'll still be respected if he goes.
Believe?
Yeah.
Name 3 players from that team.
No, as in he'll still be respected for what he's done at United. And
But
for
I'm
what he's
saying
done,
as
he's
of-
still got a big Premier League legacy.
But it could be.
Yeah, but
as
how
of
is it,
right now,
yeah,
though,
but
like,
how's right? Okay, let's get into this conversation. How is Bruno Fernandes? I want him to stay, right? But how is Bruno Fernandes' legacy gonna change by staying another year at United, playing Premier League football in a team that's starting to rebuild, and we're not in any sort of Europe? We've just finished 15th. How is that going to change when he could be on 700 grand a week tax-free? And I don't think he's going for the money, actually. I think it's an indicator now. I think if United would have got Champions League, he would have stayed, because even though obviously it's very unlikely he'd win the Champions League, you know, you've got to be in it to win it. And if you get a good draw, you know, you can get far in that competition. I generally think he would have stayed if we had Champions League, despite the money situation. But he's 31. There's not much, like, obviously I still think he's got years left because he looks after himself. But he's not in the prime of his career. He is going to drop off each season from now, potentially. How many years has he got left? Maybe 5? 4? If that, in the Premier League as well, where it's very physically demanding, what is he actually going to achieve at United now?
But I feel like going into next year, and I've heard a few people say this as well, which I agree on, sometimes in football, it doesn't actually take a lot for a team to like improve a drastic amount. We've seen teams like Forest go from almost a relegation battle to being in a European spot. If United can invest properly next season, there's no reason why in the next 2 years we can't be in a top 4 battle or something like that, or be in the Champions League. And I feel like as a footballer, you want to play at the highest level. Like there's something more than just, I know we're not going to win the Premier League, but playing Champions League, playing at the highest level, playing international football, this is what, surely that should be your goal as a footballer. You should want to be playing around the best players and in these competitions against the best players. You want to be doing that, and not to say that you're going to do that next year, but you play in the Premier League, so you're going to be playing against the best players. And also, potentially, if we do end up in a Champions League spot next year or in the next 2 years, like you said, Bruno's still got about 4 or 5 years left. He used to say that in the next 4 or 5 years, United can't be in the Champions League doing well.
He could go to Saudi and come back to Europe.
Yeah, I mean,
He can. You only have to go for 2 years.
He can, but is he like?
In 2 years' time, he could come back, and you've got to think.
Who's going to buy him back after that?
And I completely get your point. And I'm going to give a match update in a second. Hong Kong are in. Good save by outside Bayindir. Good crossing by Hong Kong, and point blank outside Bayindir saved it. I get your point, and I get that. Of course, if it was the same money on offer, you'd rather be playing in the Prem. But you've got to think about this. They're giving him £700,000 a week tax free.
So it's just all money incentive.
It's generational wealth. What would you?
You can't say generational wealth because he's already on generational wealth.
It's not.
Huh?
He's
on 300k a week. That's not generational wealth.
He's going to get taxed on that. He probably comes out with like 150.
If you don't think Bruno's on generational
no,
wealth,
I think he's on a lot of money. But the amount of money he's going to get at Saudi, he's going to get 65 million a year.
I'm not disagreeing. The money is stupid.
If I said to you've done all of Bruno's career at United, right?
Yeah.
This is your one-time offer to go and get 65 million a year.
Yeah.
£700,000 a week, tax-free, or you can stay at United on 350 grand a week. You're going to be taxed on it, and you've got no Europe, but you're not going to get this offer again. What would you do?
It's not an easy decision. I don't think it's easy. I don't think it's as simple as people are making it out to be. And I get it. It's a lot of money, and I'm not even trying to disregard the fact that 65 million a year is a crazy amount of money. But I don't know. I feel like some players. I don't know. I feel like if you're a player that's just like you're at this level, like you're one of the top players in the league. Let's be honest. Like I said, if there's a team of the season, Bruno be in the conversation. You're already on 350k a week. It's not like he's on 25 grand like Ivan Toney was. Not like he needs the money or anything. He's already on a stupid amount of money. So generational wealth to me isn't the conversation. His kids are going to be fine. You know what I mean? Like his grandkids are going to be fine. They're all going to be good. Like it's not going to make the biggest difference to all of their futures. I don't know. I'm still looking at it thinking I want to play the best football. Like I want.
So you're not taking 65.
I'm not saying I wouldn't take it. I don't think it's an easy decision. I don't think it's as simple as I'm 100% leaving like for the money. I think some players would rather continue to play at a high level in the Premier League than just move to Saudi and just take the money for it. I don't think it's an easy decision.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough. I still think there's a possibility Bruno turns it down, but it's the difference in money is is life-changing.
If Bruno turned it down, then he obviously agrees because that's the only incentive, money. There's no other incentive than the fact that he's getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah, we'll see.
So Bruno's not thinking like how we're thinking with 120 million we can reinvest that. Bruno's not thinking let me get sold so the United can reinvest the money and buy some new players. I mean, he's not.
He might do.
If he is, then Bruno, fair play. You really love the club, but I don't think any player is thinking if I get sold, then they can use that money to buy this guy and that guy. No, I don't know. He's thinking like that. So it's just the money that's the incentive.
Well, there's 2 minutes left of this game. Manchester United trying to hold on to a lead against Hong Kong. We are back.
Somehow.
Beating Hong Kong, we are back.
It actually is an achievement for us to win a game.
Mason Mount has put in some really good crosses this game. Ahmad and Kobbie's link-up has looked lively. Some of the young kids have stood out. I mean, Shea Lacey, we went on the watch along, but Shea Lacey in the first half looked good. Joe Hughes looked good against Asian All-Stars and also has looked good again.
Yeah.
Thwaites, young player for Manchester United.
I didn't see the Asian All-Stars game, I'll be honest.
Mods.
I clocked out. After that last game of the season, I clocked out differently.
United on the attack again. Who's leading it? I can't see. Is it Fletcher?
I think it's Fletcher.
Ahmad's got the ball here in the box.
I think he's going to run it down, to be fair.
Looks like he can't be bothered. The temperatures out there will be mad as well, though. Like the amount of energy you'll be using up. Yeah, he's just
running around.
Just having a little bit of a kick about, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the difference in wage that Bruno will be on, honestly.
It is ridiculous. That is like stupid amounts of money.
Like he's not going to win anything at United next season. I mean, I might be wrong.
We almost won this year.
I might be wrong. Almost.
Almost, yeah.
Right, let's see. Thing is,
Don't tell me that's Chido again. Oh no, it wasn't. I thought that was another Chido goal.
Is Aiden Heaven?
Yeah, it was Aiden Heaven. Though. What a good header.
Very good header. This
Great
team,
header.
second half team, has smashed the first half team out the water.
Header.
Do you know what?
I thought it was Chido had it hat-trick then. Oh my
Hong Kong are absolutely loving this. If you're in Malaysia, if you're in Kuala Lumpur, you're thinking, what?
Is
like
it the same team?
I've seen 3 goals. Like they've seen 3 goals and we've seen nothing.
Yeah, literally. Great cross.
Great cross from Ahmad.
Is he onside? Can't tell.
It's a good header again.
Yeah.
It's a good header from Aiden Heaven and a fantastic crossbar.
Youngsters showing up again. I mean, I think, did Amram not say that
good
last game?
Good from Chido as well to kind of blindside the defender.
Did Amram not say this last game as well about how the youngsters tried a little bit harder or something like that?
Yeah, he did. I caught his post-match interview and he said, like, can you take any positives? And he said, the fact that the youngsters try.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a little bit of a dig at the seniors, maybe.
Slightly.
Do you know what? 3-1 against Hong Kong. We're back, guys. We are absolutely
Tell him, man,
back.
Bruno's thinking up. We're back, man. We can win the Prem. No, I'm joking.
This second half team was better than the first half team.
Yeah,
also, Rasmus Højlund, Chido Obi is 5 years younger than you. Scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Imagine Chido in the next 5 years. 5 years of Chido playing top flight football. Not top flight, but like a decent level football. It's going to be miles better than him. Like miles better than him, so...
Got some super chats to bring in. That is full time, by the way. Manchester United lose 1 of their postseason games, but win 1, and they have won it 3-1. Everyone over in Hong Kong and seeing a few goals. You know, some of the youngsters got on the score sheet. Aiden Heaven with a great header. Ahmad with the class he usually shows, with a great cross in. Mount with a good cross in for Chido Obi to get on the end of that header and also score a really good goal with his weak foot as well. 17-year-old Chido. And he's Joshua Zirkzee then, having a little chat with him, I think, and Chido smiling. So it's nice to see that. It's nice to see, you know, Zirkzee kind of looking after that younger striker there. And also Shea Lacey was a great spark in the first half. There was some positives there. Collier, this game was a much brighter for me than the Asian All-Stars game, and I think it's because we did the second half in the studio.
Yeah, literally.
I didn't
even watch the first game. This is the last game though, right? They only played 2 games, And
I bet they can't wait to get on holiday and get out of there.
Get to Marbella or something.
I wonder if that's the last game Bruno's played for United. Right, let's do some predictions before I get the super chats in.
True, you know. I didn't realise that.
Everyone comment down below, yes or no. Do you think that is the last game that Bruno has played for Manchester United?
Didn't even get a farewell.
He did do like a walk around the stadium, waving at the end of the last game, but it's not a proper farewell. Oh my gosh, there's so many coming in. It's literally a complete mix of yes and no. If you think he's played his last game. What do you think, Maud? Do you think he's played his last game?
I actually think he'll stay, you know.
Do you?
I think he'll stay.
I think he's played his last game.
I think if he's
I'm gutted.
if he's that
I'm gutted
if he is that, like, I don't think it's a, like I said before, it's a stupid amount of money. So if anyone takes it, you really can't say anything to them because it's like, well, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? But I really do think that Bruno cares more about football and about United than he does about the extra money that he's going to get. And I do think he might actually stay. Genuinely feel like he might actually stay.
It's a class finish from Chido.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Bruno Fernandes stays and turns down that amount of money to play for this United side next season, that's rebuilding
What do you think?
no European football, then fair play to the guy. But if he wants to leave and go and earn that money, and then he'd probably end up coming back to Europe anyway, because all you've got to stay is 2 years for it to be tax-free, right?
Yeah.
Probably comes back to Europe anyway, I think. I think he's got enough longevity left in him. I will wish him well with everything in me and say, you deserve better. Thank you very much for being a brilliant servant to this football club.
What do you think Amorim's telling him? Because they're having conversations.
Oh, Amorim's trying to do everything to convince him. I think
To convince him to stay?
Yeah, Amorim wants him to stay. The issue is, I think Bruno was really frustrated with the ownership, I think. That's what's came out. Okay. And because when he signed that contract, you know, when there was interest from like Bayern and there was interest from elsewhere, and Saudi last summer, he signed that contract and he was promised that we were going to invest and, you know, bring the club back to the top and, you know, build a team that's going to be competitive. And if anything, we've gone backwards massively. Like, we just keep going backwards, and I think that must be frustrating for a player that wants to compete. And I think his cup might be full.
Do you think Amorim has a strong enough like voice in them conversations to make Bruno actually stay?
I mean, he's trying to compete with £700,000 a week, tax-free. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's competing with.
No, I mean, I'm talking about like to Ineos, like in them rooms. Like obviously Ineos are probably thinking 120 million, we can do something with this. But if Amorim's going to them meetings and saying, but I want him, he's my captain, I want to keep him. Do you think his voice is strong, is loud enough in them rooms to actually convince him to make him stay?
Yeah, I think it's all about what Bruno wants. For example, I think if Bruno doesn't push it, and Amorim's like, I want you to stay, Ineos, I want Bruno to stay, we're going to turn down the money, he's really important. I don't think he goes. I think we turn it down. And I think Bruno stays. However, if Bruno turns around and says, I want to go, then I think we absolutely cash in.
Yeah, you have to, really.
I think it's all down to Bruno, and I think Amorim's been very smart in the way he publicly talks about this. He's been saying we have to do everything to make Bruno stay, we want Bruno to stay. So it's so obvious that if he does go, it's because he's chosen to go, not because the club's forced him out. But I think secretly, Ineos being Ineos, will be sat there thinking, please give me the money.
Yeah, definitely.
Super chats to get in before we finish off. BB coach says, hard decision if Liverpool or Man City stay and won't win in the next 4 years. Maud, told you at my basketball game, Bruno good, but not the future. You guys smashing it.
So what? Say that again.
He said, hard decision because basically Liverpool and Man City are way ahead of us. Stay, but you won't win anything in the next 4 years. Maud, I've told you at my basketball game, Bruno is good, but not the future. You guys are smashing it.
Who is that? What's his name?
It just says BB coach.
Oh, fair enough. I can't remember.
Maud!
But you're right. No, you're right. You're right.
V says, it feels good watching us score again. Man, it's long overdue. Ryan, thank you for your super chat. Ash G says, Maud, 9 million after tax or 65 million after tax. That's what it is, right?
It is crazy. It is crazy. I agree. What is that, like 7 times more, something like that?
Don't get me wrong, I'd love to be on 9 million. Like, that is still a hell of a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
But 65 million after tax literally sorts your family for life.
But it sorts your family
for
for
life. For years upon years upon years.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I agree. It's an insane amount of money. I feel like it's an amount of money that you actually don't know what to do with it. Like, you can't even spend that amount of money in a year. Like, what are you even going to do? Like, you know what I mean?
If United were competitive, you turn it down. I don't think it's, for Bruno, I don't think it is all about money. I really don't.
That's what I think as well.
But I think because United are so poor and he just doesn't see a future while he's still able to play at the highest level, for us to win like a Premier League or a Champions League, because they're the ones he wants to win. He's won the FA Cup, he's won the Carabao, he wants to win a Premier League or a Champions League. Yeah. And are United going to do that within the next 4 or 5 years? I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's what I think he'll be thinking about. Anar says, you guys are lost in only finances and leagues, forgetting United is a horrible club with bad owners, bad atmosphere and angry fans. He's gone. Do you know what? Fans are absolutely fantastic, Arna.
I think Bruno likes the club. I don't think he's thinking like that, to be honest.
I think he loves the club, yeah.
Yeah.
Keel Robinson says, Bruno leaving to fund the next generation is legendary. Do you know what? He would leave as a legend. I don't care what anyone says. And do you know what? If he leaves and does get that amount of money for us to rebuild, it's another legendary status.
Like he sacrificed himself.
A little bit. He said it in his interview, didn't he, after the Europa League final? If the club want to cash in on me, I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeflo says, we'll end up selling Bruno and still not being able to get the players needed for next season. Architects, we were doing match updates, and speaking about United, it was a post-season game, so there wasn't too much action to kind of talk about. Fred Flintstone says, Bruno's season rating is around a 6. Sell him. Fred Flintstone says Chido scores 2 goals against Hong Kong and the fans go mad. 2 years later, as soon as he shows signs of inconsistencies, you'll burn him like Ghana. Patrick Lynch says, being better than Højlund shouldn't be the bar. Playing in the Premier League is very different. Would be better for Obi to go and develop on loan. Jason Hanna says, I know he's very young, but what about Yoro? He plays every game and I see leadership from him.
Is he vocal enough? That's my only thing. I feel like as a captain, you have to be almost the loudest player on the pitch. You have to be someone who, I get it, you got to play by example, and I think Yoro does play by example as well, but you have to have a voice on the pitch. You have to be really vocal. So maybe that's something that Yoro has and we just don't know about it because we're not on the pitch with him. So
Drownham says, Mount is being set up to be captain. Ruben always has him next to him. Get yourself somebody that looks at you the way Ruben looks at Mount. There is a reason that every manager has loved him. Interesting. I do think he does really like him, and I don't think Mount will be captain. But if he can stay fit, I definitely think he'll be part of Amorim's plans. He's only 26 still.
Mount, really truly, Mount should be captain. Like, about the level that Mount is at, his age and how long he's been here, he should be the first choice, if we're being honest. Especially because of how much he's played as well as a footballer. He's been playing for a very, very long time. So looking at the rest of the players, Mount should be in that conversation, but he's not.
Madsen says 80 million for an average Bruno. I think people are being harsh there. Bruno wasn't a 6 this season and he's not average. He's been one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, I think. It's like this is the issue I have, and we'll wrap up here because we do need to wrap up. Nick Guardian says Anthony, Rashford, Bruno, Sancho and Arna 250 million. Dan Bateman says Maud saying Dallo as captain is crazy. Sean says Cunha got a really good corner and free kick technique. Oh, he's another contender. I completely forgot about him. Jason Hanna says Bruno leaving before Shaw would be criminal. Oh my gosh, that's another example. They're showing Bruno goals as well on MUTV now. It's like a farewell. I can't cope with it. Yeah, but Bruno leaving before Shaw would be crazy. And that's what doesn't sit right with me. Shane Moore says 150 mil for Bruno and a Nana deal coming. Martin Law said we should consider making a move for Sunderland's Mayenda, one for the future. Paul O'Brien says recovering here from more surgery and listening to you guys in this community always helps mentally, even if we are muck. Thank you. Nick Giordano says need players who want to play United like Cunha. Thank you everyone for the chats that you've got in. Simply Red says Chido to start, Højlund never to start again. I mean, starting is crazy, but he needs more game time, and I think he should be developed, and I think Rasmus should be thinking, wow, he's 5 years younger than me. I need to do something here. Crimson says Bruno should go to Saudi and then buy a bit of United. I still think Bruno comes back to United as like a manager or coach or something. Gadget says, so are we going to admit Obi is better than Højlund? I think we've both already said that on the show. Alex Marman says Chido offers more threat than Højlund. That is concerning. And Gareth T, welcome to the United Stand Members Club. Yusuf says if he plays consistently, Ugarte would be my choice for captain. didn't start the final. I don't think Ugarte is on the list to be captain. To be honest with you, it'd just be a no for now for me. But what I would say is, lastly, I wanted to say this. So many people say, and I've seen Mark say it before. Everyone says, we've got to keep Bruno because of his leadership and his experience and what he brings to his team. They say, well, we're 15th with Bruno, and I'm like, we're not 15th because of Bruno. Like, if you could swap him for for most cams in the league for United last season, and United is still in the same spot, for some of the best ones as well. Like, remember when Chelsea were terrible and Cole Palmer had an amazing season? It's, just because Chelsea were terrible doesn't mean Cole Palmer's not a class player. You can have individual class players in a team that is suffering. So I don't think we're down that low because of Bruno. I think if anything, we'd be lower without him. But
that's a dumb point. Like, every bad team has a good player. Like, you can say that for all of the relegated teams. Is Tyler Dibben a bad player now because Southampton got relegated? Is Liam Delap, who everyone was saying they wanted, is he a bad player? Because Ipswich.
Not everyone wanted him, to be fair.
Well, not everyone wanted him, but I heard conversations anyway about people wanting him.
Bowen.
There's a point where Bowen for West Ham.
Cunha for Wolves.
I mean, look how many players that Spurs have that would probably be walking to our team. Does that mean that they're all bad? I don't know, I could name probably about 5 Spurs players that probably get into our team easily. So this is a terrible point.
It's true. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for staying with us. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you tune in to Ben Jacobs giving us a huge Bruno Fernandes Saudi update, 3:30 interview with me and Ben. I'm going to be asking him all about Bruno Fernandes' future. If the move to Saudi and Al Hilal is on the cards, how close it is, a complete update. He's got great Saudi links. Going to be asking him about what striker Manchester United go for next and some more transfer questions as well. You can even get your questions in the chat. So 3:30, me and Ben, interview on the United stand. Make sure you catch us there. Thank you for watching, mods. Thank you for being on with me and to next season.
Yeah, next season.